Good afternoon and welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I want to go over something that I mentioned from time to time, but I've never been able to truly articulate the position to where it stresses the importance of it enough. So I'm going to try to do that in this video, and I'm going to be referencing a video that I saw last night. I actually wasn't planning on doing this video, but I saw a video last night and it made me think about things in a little bit different of a perspective than how I have been up until this point. And so that's what I want to stress on this video. Okay. So I'm gonna try to keep this as quick as possible. I've already taped this video. It was too long, so I'm doing it again. I'm gonna try to condense everything down. This is a 3-minute video that was posted on YouTube by this YouTube channel here. I saw it on my newsfeed last night. So I clicked on it and it's 3 minutes long. It will be in the description section. So I am not endorsing or agreeing with anything that is said in this particular video. I'm just going to be referencing certain things that were mentioned in it. So understand that this is not I'm saying I agree with every single thing that was said. But I highly recommend you go watch that video after this because it will make a lot of other things make sense. So the title of this video is "What is Going On? Plausible Theory." And this individual starts going over, well, the economy's crashing. There's a new system being implemented, and then he walks through the whole process, okay? But he says something in here that's very important, and I want to mention it right now. He says they are running out of time to implement this before people figure out what is happening. Now, this guy has 27,000 subs, and this video is already at 75,000 views or something like that. And it's drastically outperforming most of his other videos. So I say that to say this video is picking up steam rapidly. And that's just as a repost on YouTube, not talking about the amount of views on TikTok and everything else. Why is this significant? Because we're talking about public awareness. There are two things that are being juggled here simultaneously, and they're very, the significance behind the interconnectedness between these two things is very important. The implementation process that we're currently seeing of the new system being implemented all around the world, we're watching that happen while there is a very large effort to control public awareness and to keep public awareness as low as possible while still implementing the new system. Okay, so why is public awareness so important? Because the more people that figure out what's going on, I mean, the more stress that it puts to get this moving and to get this implemented and to control the narrative behind everything. Okay, you're talking about trillions of dollars, the entire global financial system, the entire technological grid that we currently have, our whole internet, everything is at stake here. So controlling public awareness and controlling the public narrative is as important as anything else. Okay, so as the implementation continues to happen, as this continues to move, what happens? Announcements come out. I share information about new announcements with numerous people, right? That has led to a handful of people that I know now are in cryptocurrency and they weren't previously, and they will never sell. They could drop the market by 50% right now, and none of those people are going to sell. They have seen enough information to where they're not going to be shook out of their crypto. So public awareness and the common narrative held within the public is a very important thing. And as this continues, that's going to go up. More and more people are going to start seeing what's happening. And as that happens, there is going to be a mad push to continue to move this as quickly as possible. You can't drag something like this on. I mentioned that before, but I can't stress how important that is because this is going to tie into the next thing that I'm going over. So stay with me here. So let's just say there's 10% of the people right now that know what's going on. And there's two large camps. Well, actually, there's one large camp in crypto and then one smaller one. The large camp believes all the common narratives that get pushed on the large channels. The banks hate crypto, the government's going to ban crypto, blah, 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 right? And the other camp has a more realistic view on what's going on right now. So there's two main groups, right? And some people in the middle. But, what normally happens from what I can see is that when people get in, they go along with all the common things that they see. And then there starts to be a migration. Once more information becomes available, they start moving towards the individuals and the outlets that are just saying, this is what's happening, okay? So we're watching the percentage of people that know what's going on continue to grow, all right? This is a liability for the implementation process. That is really important. Now, people getting in and believing the false narratives are not really a liability to the implementation process, because they are thinking with the narratives that have been planted in their mind about what this actually is. But the people who actually know what's going on, as that grows, that is a liability, okay? Because once all right, so this is where we are right now at 10%. Let's say at December, it gets to 20%. Every month, every week, every single announcement, awareness grows. As awareness grows, and as more people figure this out, that puts more strain and more liability on them to get this done as quickly as possible, okay? With minimal collateral damage. So just understand this. Once the narrative starts to fall, so does the level of control over a population. I can't say this in a serious enough manner. Look at what's going on. We're seeing mass protests all around the world. If you didn't know this is happening, okay? So all around the world, we're seeing mass protests for a number of different things, all right? And mainly for a couple different particular things, but there's mass protests going on all around the world. Why is that? Because once the narrative falls, when you're telling millions, billions of people, this is what's going on, and everybody believes this is what's going on, but yet they start coming to a different understanding based on new information. Once that happens in mass, control is gone, okay? So just know that the narratives and the narrative sticking is such a big deal. And what we are seeing is we're seeing a shift even in the crypto community from the people that believe the narratives and the people that do not, okay? Now, the reason that I wanted to go over this is because I want to look at both scenarios. Like, okay, what if I were to get out? I'm not getting out, guys, but I'm just telling you, I'm taking you through my thought process behind how I came to these conclusions, all right? Let's say that I make some money, and then I sell, and the price never drops far enough for me to accumulate more than what I would have had I just stayed in. And my purchasing power is destroyed because the prices are so high, and I owe 35% taxes on that profit that I took. If I stay in, what's the worst case scenario? I did not put crypto goes to zero as one of the worst case scenarios because I don't think that that's a scenario that's on the table. Okay, just being realistic. If I stay in, I'm sure there's maybe one or two that I'm invested in that might go to zero, but that's besides the point. As in mass, not going to happen. If I stay in, let's say I invested 25K and that goes up to 100K. I run the risk of that going back down to 25K and potentially lower, possibly to 12K or to 15K. That being said, I will still own the same amount of crypto. The dollar value is just going to go down temporarily. I can't stress this enough. The dollar value of your portfolio is not nearly as important, if important at all, as the amount of crypto that you hold and the realistic growth potential that that crypto has. How many XLM you hold, how many Bitcoin you hold, how many REN you, how many Link you hold. The number of crypto coins and tokens that you hold is so much more significant than the temporary price value that it says. So I really advocate for looking at growth potential and doing conservative estimates and doing more aggressive estimates on what you think the growth potential is, because that gives you an idea of where you're at if you don't do anything. You don't buy anything else, you don't sell anything else, just with your current investments, what's the realistic growth potential? So if it goes, let's say that it goes down, let's say I put in 25,000 and it goes up to 100,000, comes all the way back down to 25,000 and then drops to like 12 or 15, right? Worst case scenario for me, it is what it is. I'm just back to where I started with the dollar value being a little bit lower or maybe half as much, who knows? I don't care. And then I'll just go back to dollar cost averaging, right? I can accumulate more. I can accumulate more AMP. I can accumulate more XLM. I can buy more Ethereum. I can get all of these things that I know where they're going, okay? Because once you understand the overall goal here and where this is going, temporary price action is, in my opinion, irrelevant. All right. Now, so I have at the bottom here, wait them out, because if you come to your own conclusion, right, this is not financial advice, right? You come to your own conclusions. If you come to your own conclusion that this is going to happen and this is the new system, okay, then they have to put this in, and it's going to go to a particular price point, very up into the off the screen, okay? And I'm just going to wait them out, okay? Because I know the project that they have on their plate. I know the level of importance and significance to getting this done in a timely manner. And I will wait them out, period. They have nowhere else to go. All right, they have nowhere else to go with all of this money that's all around the world, that's in a ton of different assets, either just sitting in a bank, whatever it may be. There's nowhere else to go, realistically, right? You could always go into gold, silver, whatever. I'm not, or stocks, or I'm just saying for people who are serious and who have tons of money, there's no other options for them, okay? And it's going to get to the point to where those options are becoming less and less and less and less and less. And blockchain is going to be the primary, if not only, good option for them for the majority of their funds. So I will just wait them out, period, however long it takes. It takes 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, doesn't matter. Right? I will sleep in the park before I ever think about getting out of this market. Okay. Now to this point here, let's say I invest 25,000, it goes up to 100,000, taking 10K in profits, paying 3,000, 4,000 in taxes, having that additional 6,000, 7,000, just sitting in stable coins, ready to make something happen. If it drops down dramatically, I think that's, that probably is going to be something that I do, but it's going to be with other cryptocurrencies that are, these are my investments. It's going to be with the ones that the handful of them that I'm not super bullish on and that I don't think is going to go, to the moon, not to the moon, but I think they're going to be outperformed by other cryptocurrencies and other investments that I have. So, and we've been over this before. Think about this. Buy Ethereum here, it goes up ×5, you sell, and then you're beat, period. It's over for you. It is literally, you made your few bucks and then it is over for you because those prices aren't going back down. Your dollar, your purchasing power is shot, okay? Just as the same as in this scenario, buy, sell, buy back. Yes, you could come out in the green. That being said, are you willing to take the risk and how confident are you? Look at the worst case scenarios here and play them out and say, this is the amount of risk that I am willing to take. Something that's important that I think everybody should do, not financial advice, but this is my process, is I have 30,000 in my portfolio, let's say. So I've done some numbers, and you really have to break it down by each investment and by their fully diluted market cap, and then say, okay, what's the growth potential here? Where would that put the fully diluted market cap? Is it realistic for something to be $400 billion as far as the fully diluted market cap once this is fully implemented? So there's a deeper process here, but just higher level, 30,000 in my portfolio. Let's say conservatively, that over the big picture, after it's all said and done, let's say conservatively, my portfolio only does a 40x. Well, that's what I'm going to be looking at. Let's say it does a 60x. Well, I'm right here. And an 80x puts me right here. So when I'm looking at this, I'm saying, worst and conservatively, I'm right here. And I feel pretty confident that I'm going to hit a 40x over time. All right. So if I know this is the case on my most conservative thing that I've ran, then taking the chance because this makes up X amount of crypto, right? This number right here makes up X amount of XLM, X amount of Bitcoin, X amount of Ethereum, so on and so forth, right? And so that's I've already accumulated that, right? So the thought of trying to gamble and running the risk at this not happening is something that I'm not willing to do, right? But this is just me personally, right? And I understand that they are running out of time, okay? They don't have forever to do this. This has never been attempted before. This is the biggest project ever attempted by any governing body, okay? Now, You have 3 to 4 years to put yourself in the best possible situation to be okay for the next 20 years. I genuinely believe this. And I don't look at being in crypto like a game. I don't look at it like, oh, this is cool. Like I'm day trading, I'm an investor. No. I look at this as a survival thing, from a survival point of view, as opposed to like traditional investing. I still look at the traditional investing aspects of it, like looking at market cap, looking at growth potential, looking at use cases. Yes, but only because this is a survival thing for me. And I need to make sure that I'm putting myself in a position to be able to be okay and to take care of the people that are around me once this is all said and done. Because keep in mind, once they lose the narrative, so do they lose the level of control over the population. And this is going to happen all around the world, okay? So I can't stress that enough. This is genuinely a survival thing. And so when I'm talking to you from that perspective, all right? Yes, it'd be awesome for me to have tons of money in my portfolio to go to the sky and to be able to get whatever. But more than anything else, it's about making sure that it's self-preservation. This is a Darwinistic event that is playing out, okay? I don't know any other way to put that. So that's all I have for this video. I'm telling you, this is worth the watch, okay? Because again, as public awareness grows, the pressure to get this done is going to pick up. Now, I do believe that we will see some type of an event to shake people out of the market at some point in time. It might be in 2 months from now, it might be in 6 months from now, it might be this time next year, but we'll see something that will happen, and there will be a mass push to get people out of the market, right? And so just understand that. That's all I have for this video, and this will be in the description section. Please feel free to check this out. That's all I have for this video. I will put out something else later tonight, and probably a couple videos tomorrow. I have a whole list of things written down that I want to do. But yeah, thank you everyone who's liked, shared, and subscribed. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.